Ignition launched back in 2008, Mini has brought to market the second generation Cooper, the Cooper S, the convertible, the Countryman, the Coupe, the Roadster, the Paceman, the GP1, and then a whole bunch of John Cooper Works derivatives and versions of most of those. And do you know how many launches I've been on? One. Oh, hang on, that was another Mini that they launched, but that wasn't the launch that I went on. One. Now you might think maybe it's because Mini doesn't like you, Marius, and it's not that at all. It's because it's a pure case of power abuse. My boss is a self-proclaimed Mini slut. So it bears me to ask the question, why on earth has Lindsay sent me to the launch of the 2014 Cooper? There must be something wrong with this car. I mean, why else would Lindsay send me on the launch? Having a look at it, the interior is a little bit different. Remember those really funky little flick switches that you used to use to open and close your windows? Well, they've kind of joined the commoners, and you now find them as regular buttons on your armrest on the doors. That massive center cluster is bigger than before, but they've also seemed to have given it less to do. They've gone more Germanic, same as the rest, in terms of having a display behind the steering wheel that gives you your speed and your revs. But what this new center cluster now does, it's basically the command center to your life. You've now got your music on here, your navigation, and obviously you can connect to the World Wide Web. And what is also cool, for some, not for me, it's your own jukebox. Every time I change another feature or use another selector on this, it turns the lights to a different color. It is very, very busy. Might be novel for a bit, but I think it's a little bit tacky, to be honest. Now, I do like a center armrest when I'm driving. It really makes the experience a lot more comfortable. And I got into this Mini, I thought, oh my word, the Germans have got this horribly wrong, because I don't have paddles. I'm sitting in a 6-speed auto. How on earth am I going to be able to downshift on the traditional shifter? And then I saw the iDrive. I thought, oh my word, how on earth am I going to, I'm going to have to limp wrist it to get in here. But then I realized something quite clever. Once you drop the handbrake, you can pop the little lever on the armrest, and it drops into what is a near perfect position for you to control your little iDrive system. But the sweetest of all is that the gearbox then sits in the perfect position for quick down and up shifts. Good thinking. It's no longer the perfect little city runabout, is it? You know, the great little car to navigate through cities like London and Cape Town. And you're not going to be jamming it into the tightest of parking spaces either. Increase in length of 11.5 centimeters, 4.3 centimeters wider, 2.5 centimeters higher, yet the wheelbase is only 2.5 centimeters longer because it's now got these really generous front and rear overhangs. I think it's fair to say that the 2014 Mini Cooper is all grown up. But what we do like is that they haven't gone and done a whole McDonald's on the styling. The meat is still in all the right places. Have a look at this car, it still looks like the original, just chunkier, bigger. Does my bumper look big in this? Yes, it does, Kim, and we love it. So even though the styling has taken on an evolutionary feel, the real revolution has been under the bonnet. In the past, the little Cooper was a normally aspirated model. Now it's turbocharged. The little 1.5 litre 3-cylinder engine powers the entry level, and the big daddy that we're in, the Cooper S, now finds itself powered by a 2-litre twin-powered turbocharged unit. Performance figures are certainly up, kilowatts up from 135 to 140, but I suppose the most impressive figure for me is the torque from 240 up to 280, and there's an overboost function as well. But I suppose you want to know, what is it like to drive? Has this bigger, bulkier Mini lost that amazing sporty go-kart drive? No, not at all. For me, it's always been about the feel of the steering, the input, the directness, and that is still there. The turn-in is pinpoint and precise, and that's what makes it such a rewarding drive. It really is great. And this S is a bit of a beast. It really does want to get going. Would I like paddles? Probably. Ride quality, well, it's an S, so you want it to be firm, but let me be honest, you hit a manhole cover or a corrugated rough section of road, this thing is bloody ridiculous. It is brutal. It's far, far too firm for a complacent everyday drive, especially with our road conditions. Yes, attack a mountain pass, perfect, no complaints. Getting to work, have a good dentist. The new Mini has 3 driving modes, and it's quite a funky way they've set up the selector button for it. It's actually found around your gear shifter. And a little flick of the finger puts it into green, which is your eco mode. You then move your little finger again, it puts it in mid mode, which is driving your Mini every day to work. But obviously the one that we like, seeing as we're in the Coupe S, is the sport mode, and you can hear it. I mean, it immediately kicks down, and it does turn this car into a little beast that just wants to go. Yes, the steering feel is improved, but so is the ride. It is quite brutal and bumpy. I'd love to try this in the manual mode, I really would. We're obviously in the 6-speed auto. Love it. Now, where VW bombed with the Beetle, BMW have a real brand success story with the Mini. And you're going to have to get used to this upsizing trend because it's going to continue. It makes complete business sense. Shared platforms and engines essentially mean that your Mini is also, I guess, your 1 Series. Now, I know we've been told that we must never judge a book by its cover, but we do. And it's the cover that differentiates the 1 Series buyer from the Mini buyer. Who would have thought the original Mini had so many Minis in it?